What's up, good people? I want to thank everybody here that follows me on the Patreon or One Crack New, Carcino for Life, all my platforms. I want to thank you dearly because you make the boat float. But I'm here to help you save your time and energy. Time is worth dollars, and for a lot of us, we don't like our time wasted. So I had to waste my time to keep you from wasting your time. And we're going to talk about the worst podcast show out there for sports. It's called Gils Arenas. Gils Arena or Arenas or whatever it was. It is definitely should be in the trash. It should not be mentioned among any sports show. And I know you might say I'm biased. They say you just don't like Gil. And I said I judge it based on its quality. So let's take a look at some of the flaws that I found, which are a lot, early on. First off, the opening shot does not even have the title in there. All they had is presented by Underdog Fantasy. You can't even see the top of the logo, which is a nice logo. The setup is really nice. The backdrop, and everything is really nice. The problem is you have basically a crackhead running the show as far as the shots, and you're getting crackhead results. They come in from a weird camera angle, which shows Gils Arenas. Arena? I don't know. So you got Gils Arena. I guess it's short for arenas or something. I have no idea, but like I said, they got a bunch of books in there Gil is never going to read. In the background, they have all these different elements of Gil. They got the co-host there. Now, this shot will be a temporary shot that you would show if McCants was speaking, or the question they were speaking for McCants. Right now, it should not be this angle when the co-host is actually speaking and asking the question generally. It should not be at this angle. It should be on a straight-on shot. But these people don't know what the hell they're doing because the guy who's probably doing it is on crack. They fixed the error before he finishes the question and realizes we're in a dumbass shot, because if he's talking to Gil, it should be straight on. Why the hell are we showing all three in that position when the question is asked? When the answers is coming in, that's when you should switch to that shot. But like I said, when you have crackheads working for you, this is what happens. Well, watch this crawl template come in. Oh my God, hold on. Did they just use like a Terminator 1983 intro to this boring ass template? Look how boring this template is. You spent all of this to make all this color scheme in the background, and you come out with this dull ass, cheap, for free template at the bottom. Oh my God. This is what happens when you hire a crackhead. What happened to the money I gave you I wanted to see it at the bottom, the lower third. What happened to the lower third money I gave you? You know where it went. It got smoked right along with the TV. You deal with a crackhead, you get crackhead results. How about the shitty intro? Let's go back to the shitty intro. Look at this shitty intro. Oh my God. Just to arrive at the only thing that looks good. They did that whole shitty intro to arrive at the only thing that looks good, and the whole shot is this shot here. This is what the shot should look like. You see how it says Gils Arena at the top, and it says this is how the shot should look. So the show starts off with the shot looking like this, How come when the show is on, you don't see this shot anymore? It goes from sugar to shit immediately. Crackhead, baby. Don't forget the shitty intro music that's playing while he's trying to introduce himself. Look at this. How is someone supposed to hear your intro and the music is playing in the background? The music was supposed to be silenced. Then you bring in the intro of the speaking. This show is a slop mess. My God, it is a slop fest. Underdog Fantasy, I don't know who you worked with before in the past, but somebody who worked for y'all should be looking at this saying, what the we spent all this money. You spent all this money for this type of product. It gets worse. First off, you run this doggone template titled that is cheap as hell. Comes with it comes free with with downloading the software. It comes free. This is how you do it. This is cheap as hell. And then you introduce Rashad McCants 3 minutes on the show, and he been there since the show came on, and you haven't even did this for yourselves. This is how bad it is. Then 5 minutes later, he does it again. He bring the whole title up. You've already introduced him, crackhead. You've already introduced him, crackhead. You didn't brought it up again? What you gonna do, bring it up every time they show him? We know who he is by now, crackhead. Now, this episode here was shot a lot better. This was shot a lot better. The background, everything, this is how the shot is supposed to look, people. When you do this show, this is what the shot should look like. You see how you can see the Gils Arena in the background and all of that? You can see the hosts and the guests. This is what the shot should look like. And whoever's speaking, that's when you start doing the close-ups. But when it's spoke to the group, you pull back. How come I could direct this shit better than the people they got? See, when people are talking, the close-up shots, you see that? That's how it's supposed to look. But let's get to the screw job and what happened when you got crackheads working on the show. Back to the cheap font. Back to the cheap font. That they screw up the cheap font. Look at that. Now, they got 2 fonts in the one. Because they didn't screwed it up. They didn't already put 2 questions on top of each other and screwed up the font. And no one has fixed it. This is your show when you deal with crackheads. Now let's see the rest. Oh, this is called Gils Arena. This is what you stay away from. Now, this is the question that they wanted to have in there that was on top of it. Now, they finally got it right. Crackheads got it in there, right? That's supposed to be there, people, for about, let's say about a minute, less, a couple seconds. About what? Depending on how long it takes them to say their question, this thumbnail should be up for probably about 10 seconds. I'll leave it up for about 10 seconds. Then it goes down. You're really just saying it so people could read the question and then, okay, they read the question. Let's see how long this thing is up. It keeps going and going and going and going and going and going and going. Did the crackhead fall asleep? It keeps going and going and going and going. What's wrong, crackhead? What's going on? God damn, can you take the question off the screen? They're off the question. Can you move the question off the screen? Is you sleep, crackhead? Oh my God, this is still going. And this is why the show is it. Now somebody realized it. I'm serious. I can't with this show, man. I don't know if I can sit through another episode for y'all. I really don't. It's this bad. This is Apple Maps bad. From the setup that they have, the show could be done a lot better, but it's bad right now. It's a bad show. And it's bad from the editing perspective. That's what's bad. On this episode, they finally decide to introduce Gils Arenas. Gils Arenas is finally introduced to us. After about 7-8 episodes, we now find out who Gils Arenas is. I guess one day we'll find out who Josiah Johnson, brother. Josiah Johnson. We'll find out who he is one day. But we now have a font for Gils Arenas. They didn't introduce him today. They forgot. This is the worst edited show in sports podcast history. I swear, this is the worst edited show. And whoever the editor is needs to be brought to the light. They need to get the Pookie Award for the worst goddamn editing I have ever seen on a sports podcast show. This is cheap and terrible. If I'm Gils Arenas and I look back and I watch my show and I see it like this, I would be pissed off. I'd be like, moving forward, I spent too much on this backdrop and all this to have some cheap layout that they give you in the damn for free. I'm surprised they didn't make you put the logo in there for that damn cheap thing. God damn, that's cheap. Now, I know many of you might say, well, what about the actual contents, Like, what are they talking about? Well, it's pretty much what he talked about on Fubo Sports. Absolutely nothing. So, now that you know that the show is basically absolutely nothing, part 2, it's like he said it on Fubo Sports. What the hell you gotta watch it for over here? It's the same damn argument, same damn conversation. So it's like, it's just him saying dumb shit. So that's my take on it. Avoid it. Watch any other sports show and see how it's really truly supposed to be done. I'm out. One Crack News. Shouts out to Ed Kwame Brown, Bus Life. Subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to Bus Life 2.0. Both channels. Ears to the Street 2.0. My man Armando Black TV. Follow him. And support the real. Carcino for life. I'm out.